Hey guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me explain to you really quick. First of all, for starters, it's free. Yes, I said it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And I know most of you guys have a phone or computer, so it's so easy. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So make sure you download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hi everyone, this is your girl Sharifa, aka Sheree, and welcome to the I'm Good podcast, or in better words, the I Feel Good podcast, because that's how you're going to feel after you listen. If you are new here, welcome to the family. This is a place where we explore topics on mental health, physical health, and everything in between. If you're trying to get right and stay right mentally, this is definitely the place you want to be. And wait, before I begin, here's some really quick info. Why did I name this podcast I'm Good? Simple. Because as people, from a cultural standpoint, whether we are down or happy, our favorite response to friends, families, or strangers is, I'm good, even if we're not. It's completely normal not to feel happy all the time, but in the midst of whatever you go through, the saying I'm good can elaborate to so many different meanings. So yes, this is the place to be. Whether you're down, happy, excited, and everything in between, I'm here to dish out knowledge, talk about current topics, and to lift you up. So feel free to subscribe, share this podcast, leave a review, tell a friend, or do whatever makes you feel good. Now let's get started on today's show. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode. Thank you all to who tuned in last week to my very first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was very informative, and I hope you all had an awesome week or weekend despite everything that is going on. So I like to just kind of start off with some current topics. The number one current topic, I don't even have to say the word right now because is about just about the only topic that's being talked about, but you know what topic that is. Just make sure you guys stay safe out there. Be smart, make smart decisions, and just try to not just think about yourself. Try to think about others as well. I know a lot of times we tend to just think about ourselves like, oh, well, I'm not gonna, if I go here and, I don't get exposed to it, I can't harm others. Well, if you do get exposed to it and you're fine, exposed, should I say, to the virus that's going around known as coronavirus, you can always, expose someone else that might be older than you or somebody that might have different illnesses. So just be mindful in regards to that. And there's a lot of information that is being done in regards to helping people who are facing financial hardship. So make sure you guys just kind of read up on some information about that. Like I did hear some things. I know there's one thing that's being done in regards to, I believe, the interest payments on loans. I also know some companies are allowing you to defer payments. I heard some things in regards to mortgages and things like that. In regards to them like deferring it or delaying payment. So make sure you guys do your research. Do not sit at home. For anybody who has lost their job at this time temporarily, just don't sit at home and think that you can't bring in any money. Try to think of different ways you can kind of do things, or maybe work on your passion, work on a hobby, and just look at different websites, see what the government is doing, see what the United States is doing for people who are not receiving any income. So please just don't sit there. Like a way will be made. Just know that you just have to do the work. You just have to seek. What they say, you should seek and you shall find, something like that. I'm always getting my words mixed up. But yes, and then also too, spring is finally here, y'all. Spring. Actually, for me, I live in New York. The weather actually was not bad. The weather was not bad at all. And from where I'm from, it typically snows. We get bad winters, nothing but snow and icy roads, but it honestly was not a bad winter. So spring kind of transitioned nice and smoothly. So we are in a new season. So this is a time where I know a lot of people spring clean, and this actually goes excellent with today's podcast in regards to spring cleaning, because as you see by the title, it is called Mentally Fit. My mind has a six pack. So basically, here it goes. We typically always talk about physical fitness. We talk about working out, which is excellent. We talk about eating right, which is excellent as well. But a lot of times we don't talk about, the mental health side of things, because if we don't have good mental health, we're not going to go work out. We're not going to want to do those things. So I say, let me put a little spin on it. Instead of just having a regular six pack, why our minds can't have a six pack? So in regards to that, I'm going to talk about 6 things that you can do to become mentally fit, or if you're already doing these things, that's awesome as well. And make sure you guys too, if there's like something, like if you ever have a question you want to ask me, or if there is, maybe another topic you want me to talk about or dive into more, feel free to hit me up on my Instagram. My Instagram is Amor, so that's AM as in Mary, OR_Shri, SHRI. So Amor_Shri. Feel free to send me a DM. Feel free to make an Instagram story or comment on one of my posts. Just let me know if there's something that you want me to talk about, or if you just want to just say, hey, put hashtag I'm good fam, just so I know that you're part of the family and that you listen to this. So yes, go ahead, definitely do that. You can reach out to me. It is Amor_Shri. So feel free to send me a message or anything, because I love answering questions. I love thinking of new topics or ideas to talk about, because this is really for the people. This is for everyone, and I want to be able to help everybody. Well, I know I can't always help everybody, but if there's something, that is on your mind, or a topic that you'd like for me to talk about or look into, I'm definitely open into doing that. And I love seeing love, because love is just beautiful. So, all right. So we're just going to dive into this right quick. And like I stated, this episode is regards to becoming mentally fit. So I'm going to go over 6 things that you can do to become mentally fit. So no particular order, but I do suggest if you have like a pen or paper or anything like that, or you can use your phone, the notepad on your phone. I do suggest maybe writing some of these things down, because some of this information that I do give you will probably be very helpful, especially in this time that we're going through, this season that we're going through. This information actually helped me as I was just, looking it over and just thinking about, ideas to talk about. And a lot of my inspiration also came from, there's a podcast that I listened to by Eric Thomas. If you don't know about Eric Thomas by now, what are you doing? So he's on Instagram. That's E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher. And then also there's another guy. Well, there's 4 of them. There's Eric Thomas, Jamal King, Carl Phillips, and CJ. And they all have a podcast together, and it's called, I should know it, the Secret to Success podcast. And I love it. So shout out to them. I love their podcast. They have helped me. They actually helped me in my mind mentally form today's podcast, and has motivated me so much in my life. Like, I just shout out to them. You don't even understand. Just shout out to them. Just go follow them and you'll know why. So the first thing or key element that you can do to become mentally fit, to get that 1 pack, because remember, we're going to get 6 packs. So the first thing that you can do is journal. And I know a lot of people like journal. Like, when I used to think of journaling, I used to think of diaries. And I know, especially for us females, a lot of us used to have diaries. I know I had a diary. I was big on diaries. I remember I used to have diaries that had locks on them and things like that. So I used to love writing, and I just love writing. It's just something that I really, 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 really enjoy. But as I got older, I stepped away from diaries because, I was in high school, then I went to college and things like that. So I'm like, what am I writing diary for? But after graduating from college and things like that, there was definitely something that was missing from me that I really did miss, in regards to just looking back at things that I did or accomplished, or just ways that I felt. And that was journaling, because when I used to have my diary, I used to go back into like, oh my gosh, I remember when I did this, or I remember when I did that, or I remember this emotion. I remember when I was happy. I remember I was sad, or I remember why I didn't like this person, or why this person may have hurt my feelings. So as I got older, I realized journaling was something that I missed. So a lot of us that are older, I know it's probably many of us that are a little bit older than probably high school age that listen to this podcast. But if you are high school age or elementary school age, that is perfectly fine. Um, there are so many benefits of journaling, and some of them includes that it brings you a state of mindfulness. There is a connection between happiness and mindfulness when we journal. So when you journal, you really become more aware. So if you're journaling about what happened today, you become aware, like, okay, what did I do today? What was my morning like? Did someone make me feel a certain way? Did I feel good today? Why did I feel good today? So it kind of helps bring a sense of awareness. It also helps with achieving goals, because with journaling, it doesn't even have to be like, today I was with, I'm making up a name. Today I was with Tom and we went for a walk. Or it doesn't have to be that type of journaling, or it doesn't have to be like, I was with my best friend and we went to the park and we blah blah blah. You can use journaling in the aspect of just writing down your goals, saying, for instance, this week I want to achieve this, or within the next 5 years I want to achieve this, or today this is what I achieved. So you can use journaling to help you achieve goals. It also definitely helps with emotions. I know for me, journaling definitely helps you figure out, okay, why was I feeling like that? Was there a trigger? Because when you write it out, for some reason, when you write it out, you just see it better. A lot of times when you're in the moment, you don't see it, but writing things out really helps you just to become very, very mindful of your surroundings and just aware of your actions and just the way you feel. So I mean, journaling, I think, is great for emotions. I mean, if you're angry, it's great. If you're happy, it's great. If you're sad, I think it just allows you to get it out and allows you to not be judged. And that's the thought about journaling. It allows you to not be judged. Like, your paper not gonna come back to you and be like your paper ain't gonna start talking and be like, girl, why'd you write that? Or boy, why'd you write that? How dare you? Like, journaling allows you to be free. It allows you to be you. It's like a no judgment free zone. And like, that's just beautiful, because we live in a world where, unfortunately, not that, you might not care, but a lot of people do judge other people. It's honestly, it's life. Journaling also strengthens discipline. And what does that mean? That means you can create a routine. You can say, every day that I wake up, I'm going to get up and journal in the morning. I can write down maybe 3 things that I want to accomplish today. Or you can also say, you know what, at night I'm going to journal. Another suggestion you can do is a gratitude journal. So a gratitude journal is, you can, just use a regular notebook, anything, piece of paper, and you can write down maybe the top 3 things that you're thankful for the day. Or top 3 things that you did or accomplished. So that's a great way to kind of just evoke positive thoughts. So you don't want to write down anything negative. You want to just strictly focus on things that you are thankful for, or just small things that you did that day. It can literally be like, today I made my bed. It doesn't, big or small. No one's reading this. I mean, unless you want to show other people, but no one's reading this except for you. It's a judgment-free zone. Journaling is also a form of healing. Just kind of like how I said in regards to emotions, and the no judgment free zone, writing down things, it doesn't judge you. Like I said, when you write down things, you can kind of visualize and see the triggers. Like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be around this person, or maybe this guy isn't for me, maybe this girl isn't for me, or maybe this guy is for me, maybe this girl is for me, or maybe I need to do more of this, or maybe I need to do less of this. It just kind of helps you get a better perspective. And then journaling also helps too. Like, say for instance, you live alone, you don't have anybody or anyone to talk to. If you don't have a best friend, if you don't have no one to talk to, you can always just write down your thoughts, or ideas, and that's a great way to just kind of express yourself. It also builds self-esteem. It inspires creativity. It allows you to self-reflect, and it also relieves stress. So that's number 1. So if you want to write that down, the number 1 one of the number one things you can do in regards to being mentally fit to get that 1 pack, because remember, we're going to get 6 packs. We're going to do our crunches in our mind. And the first thing to that 1 pack is journaling, writing down things, having a gratitude journal, whatever you want to call it. And it's so simple, y'all. You can get a 99-cent notebook. I mean, with the way things is going right now, I know a lot of things are closed wherever you're located. But, or a piece of paper, or you can start off on your phone. I know many of us have notepads on our phones. Like, I know the iPhone has a notepad. I bet you the Android has it as well. So you can just write these things down on your phone. That's the first step. And the one of the things is that I'm learning to, it's all about the small steps. Small steps lead to big changes. So I'm not saying all in one day, like tonight, like, oh my gosh, I got a journal, or tomorrow morning I got a journal. Small steps, literally small steps. And trust me, you'll get there. Because it's still a work in progress for me. I still don't do it every day. There's some days that I do it, and there's some days that I don't feel like doing it. But that's where the discipline comes in. You have to kind of become disciplined in doing it. And like I said, also too, it'll become fulfilling. You're like, yeah, I did it. Yep, I was disciplined. I was on my routine. I wrote in my journal this morning. I wrote in my journal at night. It creates a routine. So yes, that's number 1. Write that down. Journaling. Number 2, to get that 2 pack. So we got our 1 pack. Now we got our 2 pack, if that makes sense. 2 pack, 2 pack. Is you want to work on your passion. So what does that mean? So that basically means you want to work. So we all know what we're passionate about. So yes, we may work at a grocery store, or yes, we may work at a bank. Yes, we may work at a hospital, or yes, we may work at, there's a number of places. So there's a lot of places that we work. But deep down inside our spirit, we know what we're passionate about. And a lot of times what we're passionate about is brewed up when we're younger. A lot of the things that I'm passionate about was already brewed up when I was younger. I didn't really fully understand it. But now as I get older, I get it. So one of the things is kind of funny with me was that when I was younger, I used to be in school. The teachers used to always put on my report card. I don't know if you remember the report cards back in the day. They used to be blue and white for me. And it would have like the little comment, like the teacher would put my grade and it'd be a comment. And it was to say for me, talks too much. Literally, I wasn't a bad student or anything like that, but I just used to just talk too much. And, at the time, my parents weren't happy about it. Like, what are you doing talking too much? But as I got older, I'm like, wait a second. Like, talking too much wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Yes, at the moment. But like, that is a reason why I actually started this podcast. It's because I like talking. And I'm like, what better way for me to release what I have had in me for years than to release a podcast? Like, I enjoy talking. Like, I love talking about several topics. I'm definitely passionate about the topic of diabetes and health because I am a diabetic. I'm passionate about the topic of mental health because I've been through depression, anxiety. There's been so much that I've been through. So I'm very passionate about certain topics. So you want to work on your passion, because when you work on your passion, you feel like you're accomplishing something, because you are. It's not that you're feeling like, you are accomplishing something. You feel like, you're giving, you have a sense of purpose in this world. When you're very passionate about something, it doesn't feel like you're working. Like, you feel like you're just doing something that you love. Like, for instance, for me, I love writing books. So when I used to write when I was younger, I thought nothing of it. I thought everyone wrote books. I would just like write books and then I write another book. And for me, it came easy, but for others, it doesn't. So that's also too. So passion and gifts kind of fall hand in hand, because a lot of times our gift, which is kind of crazy, is that when we're gifted at something or something is our gift, a lot of times we're like, oh, just that, like, say for instance, someone knows how to, let me think. Somebody knows how to, like my one friend, she's, into like redecorating things. Like, it could be a box and she could redecorate it and make it sparkly and turn it into brand new. Or I remember one time she created like some wall art. It had like glitter on it. It was so beautiful. And I said to her, I said, can you make it for me? She said, girl, that's simple. All you got to do is go on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. I went on YouTube. That was not easy, and I still haven't did it. And I still told her I'm going to pay her to this day to make me the same wall art. But basically, that's something she's gifted in, and it comes easy for her. And a lot of times, a lot of times when we are gifted in something, a lot of times we look at it like, what, just that? That's how you know that's your gift. When you be like, oh, just that. Oh, just that. Like, I just built that car on the road. Oh, just that. I just I put 4 wheels on it and put this and that. Like, no, sir. No, ma'am. You're gifted. So, passionate gift is the same thing. So, some of the takeaways and benefits of working on your passion or gift is that it fuels your success. It strengthens confidence. It reduces stress. It enhances relationships. It creates new experiences. It gives you something in common with other people. Let me read that to you. It gives you something in common with other people. The reason why I wanted to read that back to you is because a lot of times, and I felt like this, and I still do to some extent. Have you ever felt like you were just alone in regards to like your thoughts? Like sometimes I'm like, why do I feel like I'm the only one thinking like this? It's because you're not putting yourself in an environment where others think like you. Trust me, when I say there's others that probably think just like you or passionate about something that you're passionate about, sometimes you have to go out there and go forth and not be afraid to like meet up with people or network. And then also too, when you do work on your passion, like say for instance, you want to write a book. Once you write that book and release that book, you might get to know other authors, and then you're going to, start becoming a part of a group of people who share, a common passion or a common goal. And then also too, working on your passion also gives you purpose. So if you're already kind of going throughout life like, man, I don't know what's my purpose. Like, why am I here? Why am I on this earth? Working on your passion definitely will help you understand your purpose and fulfill your purpose. So I would kind of say passion and working on your gift is, I would say that's basically the same thing. So let's see the next one. So the next third tip in regards to being mentally fit. So we're on our third pack. So we had our first pack, which is journaling. Then we had our second pack, which is working on your passion. And then our third pack is reading. So reading, like I stated before, I love writing. And I used to love reading. I was more into, when I was younger, fictional books. So I love fictional books. But now as I got older, I definitely like more nonfiction books. I like books in regards to like spirituality, books in regards to businesses or how to just, grow your mental health. Those are the type of books that I really enjoy now. So reading has so many wonderful benefits. So it expands your knowledge. So expands your knowledge on a certain topic. Like say, for instance, you thought you knew all you knew about cars, but if you read a book about cars, you might learn something new. Or if you never knew about cars, that's just something I'm thinking about, that can help broaden your knowledge about cars. So it definitely expands your knowledge. Reading expands your vocabulary. It's also shown to be a stress and tension relief. So have you ever noticed, like, when you read, a lot of times you're not like tense, like, oh my gosh, you're not reading this line like, and today Sally went down the road. Like, you're not tense. 9 times out of 10, when you're reading, you're relaxed. Unless, be real, I've been tense when I be reading my school textbooks because I don't be want to read them sometimes. So that's different. But if you're reading a book that you enjoy, you should not be stressed. You should not feel tension. Unless it's something, suspenseful in the book. But other than that, you should feel very relieved. It also creates a better focus. So you're focusing on the words. You're focusing what's happening. You're focusing what's going on with the character. You just have a better focus. And it enhances imagination. The beautiful thing about reading that I love, and what I used to love about a book that did not have pictures, is that you can imagine. You can definitely, you can imagine what's going on in the book. You can imagine like what's going on in the scene. And it's like no one draws it out for you. It's literally all in your mind. So that's the beautiful thing in regards to reading. Like, you create your own world. Like, they could be like, oh, Bobby went up the hill, and you envision your own Bobby versus them putting Bobby on top of the cover. Which they can, but that's why I love reading. It creates my own imagination. It also improves your memory. It increases intelligence. It may help against Alzheimer's disease. It can help you relax. And reading before bed can also help you sleep. And I definitely agree with this because I try to read before bed. For some reason, I don't know if you notice this, but when you read before you go to bed, I feel like, anyways, like when I pick up a book, for some reason, I automatically get sleepy. Like, literally, I could be like wide awake, but as soon as I start reading at night, I'm like, oh, I'm getting tired. So with me, is what I do is I like pure darkness. Like when I sleep, I don't like any lights on. I need it dark. I need to be zoned in into nighttime. So what I ended up doing is I went to Barnes and Noble and I got me a book light, and it's really, I love it. You charge it like through like an outlet. I love my little book light. You clip it on your book, whatever, and then it just lights up the pages. So when I'm done reading my book, instead of having to get up, turn off all the lights, I literally just click the little clicker on the book light, close my book, put it beside me or put it in my bed and keep it moving. So that just goes to say that reading before bed definitely helps me to sleep. For some reason, it gives me like, it just soothes me, and I just feel like, I don't know, it just rocks me to sleep. So I definitely enjoy reading before, going to sleep. I never really read, I feel like I never really read in the morning. I have tried like reading the Bible and stuff like that. And I still do, but I never really read like a book in the morning. That's something that I got to try. And if you are one of those who have read a book in the morning, send me a message and let me know how that went. I want to know, because I typically don't read in the morning. Any book. I literally just, I'm trying to now create a better morning routine. And now with the state of where we're at in life, I feel like there's no better time than now to create a routine, because the way things is going, and I'm positive about what's going on. I feel like there's a reason for everything. Like I said, we can get mentally fit right now. We get physically fit, spiritually fit. Listen, financially fit. Listen, there's so much. So I'm going to definitely dive into all those various aspects of being fit. So yes. So that was number 3, which was reading. Number 4, number 4 thing, or the other way, the 4th thing to get a 4th pack. So we got our first pack. We got 1, 2, 3. We're on our 4th pack. We're trying to get that 6th pack. Is focusing on spirituality. I know I'm probably butchering that word. So focusing on spiritual growth, and to some people, that can mean so many different things. And I'm not talking about spirituality in regards to religion or anything like that, because it doesn't necessarily have to be tied to religion. I just mean in more of becoming one with yourself, becoming okay with yourself, loving yourself, accepting yourself, flaws and all. Because honey, we all have flaws. None of us, when I tell you not one of us are perfect on this earth, none of us are perfect. So it just allows you to just, inhale and exhale. Right now, just inhale with me and exhale. Doesn't that feel good? It just allows you just to become one with yourself. So, in regards to focusing on your spirituality, you want to know, you kind of say to yourself, you need to understand to yourself is, what's your foundation? What's your foundation, and who's your foundation? That's kind of something that I look to for myself. I say to myself in the morning, what's your foundation and who's your foundation? When you don't have a foundation, you just going to be falling apart, because a house without a foundation, honey, ain't no house. So those are 2 key things I always say to myself. What is your foundation and who's your foundation? And from there, you should be able to build the structure, which is yourself, and be able to create just a better you. And then also too, I read this book. It was called A Purpose Driven Life. Really, really great book. And for me, in regards to expanding my spirituality, I read the Bible. So one of the really good things that he brought up, he stated that the author stated that the Bible is like the owner's manual. I said, I never thought about that. He said that, God created us, and, you know, he gives us the owner manual. So basically the Bible is like literally the manual to our lives. And I was just like, wow, never thought of that. So yeah, so I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be, spirituality doesn't have to be tied to religion. It could be your own way of how you want to connect with yourself and connect with the universe. If there's any tips or anything that you do, in regards to just kind of just focusing on yourself and quieting yourself, feel free to send me a message. Like I said, send me a message. My Instagram is amore_Shree. I can definitely talk about it on my next podcast, because this is another topic that I really enjoy. Like as I stated, as humans, we are not perfect, and we all fail at one point or another. So we need someone we could kind of look for answers to. And, just like I said, becoming one with the self is just a beautiful thing. It promotes clarity. It promotes structure. It allows you to remove physical and mental clutter. I always suggest start small. You don't have to start all in. So say, for instance, you want to start getting into reading the Bible. Maybe read a script. I'm not a script, y'all. Yeah, I know what I meant. Y'all know what I meant. Maybe read a scripture. One little scripture. It doesn't even have to be like the whole Bible. Because I will tell y'all this right now. The Bible itself, which is so much words, for me, is a lot. It's sometimes overwhelming. So maybe say to yourself, you know what? You could say, like, say for instance, you wake up and you like, you know what? Today I'm not feeling my best. I need something to cheer me up or to push me. Go on Google, type in a scripture that's going to help me. Type in on Google, provide me with a scripture that's going to help me. That's going to help cheer me up. And then they're probably going to Google. Google got everything. They're going to probably provide you with a bunch of scriptures that's going to help you. And then maybe write that scripture on an index card and keep it with you all day. That's a tip. So start small. You don't have to start big. Focusing on spiritual growth, it brings a better and happier life. It helps eliminate fear, anxiety, and stress. It brings a sense of inner peace. Don't we all just want inner peace? Because I know I do. I love when I have inner peace. Inner peace is just so beautiful. It allows you to be more patient. It allows you to be more confident. And also, too, the last one, it allows you to act with some common sense, because there's some people out here that don't have no common sense. Y'all, I'm talking about zero common sense. So yeah, so we're gonna do it again. Let's inhale and exhale. I know that felt good. It felt good for me. So next, number 5, we're gonna talk about is exercise. And we all know, we all have heard it, the benefits of exercise. And a lot of us go womp, 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 because we're like, I don't got time. I don't got time to exercise, or I don't have time to do this. Well, let me tell you, honey, if you live in the United States or elsewhere right now, with the way things is going right now, you probably got plenty of time. And right now, we actually don't have any excuses. Yes, the gyms are closed for many of us. But for a lot of us, some of us, fortunate enough, they might have gym equipment in their house. And then also, too, y'all can go on YouTube. Listen, on YouTube, type in hip hop workout if you like working out to hip hop music, Tybo, countless stuff. So there's no excuses. There's zero excuses. And then also, too, if you can also just walk around in your house. I know that could be kind of boring. But maybe put on your favorite tunes. Maybe you could be, do something like blast your favorite song and be like, hey, like there's something to do. So the benefits of exercise is that it eliminates depression. And I'll be very transparent. Like that's what I want to do in this podcast anyway, but I'll be very transparent. There was a point in my life that I became, I had like I became very depressed, and I really didn't know how to shake it off. I was just like in a really, really dark space. Couldn't figure it out. And I started small. I remember I went to the gym one day. The next day I went to the gym. And long story short, y'all, by the time I looked up, I was in the gym for 3 months. I had lost, excuse me, I had lost, I want to say about 15 pounds, and I was like the best size that I could have been. I'm talking about, y'all, my confidence was boosted, and I was not cocky. If anything, I was just very confident. I was happier. The world was glowing. The sun was shining when it was raining. Like, everything was just so beautiful. So all I'm saying is that if right now you're going through depression or anxiety or anything like that, if it's just walking in your house, because I know a lot of the gyms are closed, walk in your house, do something for 15 minutes, put on an exercise DVD, watch something. There's so many. And I know, from what I heard, one of my sources was telling me that I guess now Beachbody is offering their free program. I'm not too familiar with Beachbody, but I mean, like, right now there's no better time. So, exercise helps control weight. It helps with weight loss. It improves mental health and mood. Cause y'all know when y'all leave the gym, cause I know when y'all leave the gym, first of all, you be thinking you got a six pack. When I leave the gym, you can't tell me nothing. I literally be leaving the gym and I'm like, I'm going to take on the world. I'm going to eat all my fruits and vegetables. And I know I just lost 15 pounds, even though I was in the gym for an hour. That's what my mind be like. Like, literally, I'm talking about complete mood enhancer. Like, I be like, and what? I be walking out like, yep, I worked out. I be coming out with my little gym bag. You can't tell me nothing. So if you want to feel popping mentally and physically, listen, work out, because this podcast is about being mentally fit. So go work out. If you're trying to be popping, mentally popping, go to the gym or work out. Okay, gym's closed. Sorry, y'all. Go work out at home. Walk. Do something. Exercise also boosts your energy, and it's also a natural anxiety treatment. So it releases endorphins. So like I stated before, in regards to depression, anxiety, or anything like that, just like 15 minutes of working out or just walking can really help you. And I know that word workout scares people. So I'll tell you this right now. Someone with a health background, do what makes you feel happy. If working out means you dancing, by any means dance. If working out for you means lifting weights, by any means lift weights. Because if you do something that you don't like, you're not going to stick to it. Like, it is what it is. You're not going to stick to it. So do something that you like, and then from there, build upon it. So that's number 5. So a lot of y'all know, like I said, stated before, a lot of y'all know the benefits of exercise. Unfortunately, as a society, a lot of times we often don't exercise. But now, which is so funny, because the gyms is closed, now everybody like, oh my gosh, the gyms is closed, when y'all weren't even worried about the gyms about 2 weeks ago. That's besides the point. Last but not least, to get that six pack, okay, that mental six pack, you want to eat right. So eating right, there's so many benefits of eating right. The number one thing about eating right, and I can vouch for this myself, is something about eating right. When you eat right, when you eat that salad, you be like, yeah, I did that. I ate that salad. Especially when you eat a salad and the next person next to you be eating a cheeseburger or a hamburger, you be like, nope, popping, ate that salad. So, and it doesn't have to be a salad, guys. For me, I do smoothies, and I'm a pescatarian. I haven't had meat. It'll be 3 years. Oh my gosh, tomorrow. It'll be exactly 3 years since I've been a pescatarian. So I haven't ate meat for 3 years. And, you know, eating right, eating right basically is eating right, whatever is eating right for you. So what I mean by that, so if you literally eat, okay, hopefully you don't, 3 hamburgers a day, and you decide to just go down to 1 hamburger a day. For me personally, from a health standpoint, someone as a health coach, I would say that's fine, because you're doing something. You went down from 3 hamburgers to 1 hamburger. And I always suggest to start small, because when you just get rid of everything, I'm telling you, you're going to binge. You're going to be like, yo, where's those potato chips? Where's those Oreos? So I always say start small and try to figure out some really, really, really good modifications in regards to your favorite food. Like, say for instance, you like chocolate, maybe you could do strawberries with chocolate or something like that. So just figure out a good modification. Like, I wouldn't say strictly take it away. I mean, obviously strictly taking away is probably the best thing to do health-wise, especially if you're, dealing with a chronic illness and you have no other choice. Yes. But if this is something that you're trying to do gradually, I would definitely suggest, just kind of being slow about it. And one of the biggest things, like we stated before, in regards to spiritual growth, just we just have to do it. I know I have to do it. Just work on being patient, because we do live in a microwave society. We want things. We want things at once. We want to go to the gym and come out with a 6-pack. That ain't gonna happen. People with 6-packs and all that. It takes time. It takes time. Like, it takes time to get a bachelor's degree. For most people, it takes 4 years. So a lot of things take time. And so we just have to understand that. So eating right helps with weight loss. It improves mood and eliminates things such as depression and anxiety. It's great in regards to health management for people who have chronic illnesses such as diabetes, like me, type 1 diabetic. It helps in regards to heart health. It helps feel good. Like I said, it improves your mood. Like, it helps you feel good. Like, you be feeling popping, because I know I be feeling popping. When I be eating my smoothie in the morning or at night, I'm like, yes, because I'm clean. Like, I literally love when my body feels clean. I don't know if it's just me, but have y'all ever ate some trashy food or just ate trashy food all day and your body be feeling like a trash can? Like, literally, I sometimes be at work and I'll sit at my cubicle, whatever, or my desk, and I'm like, I feel like a garbage can. But then when you put like something clean in it or some water, you be like, oh, I feel pure. Maybe it's just me, y'all, but that's how I feel. Eating right also helps with being disciplined. And like I said, I've been disciplined for almost 3 years now. I have not had meat. Was it hard at first? Yes, to some extent, because I would sometimes forget that I didn't eat meat, but I never been a huge person. I was like, oh, I need to have steak or anything like that. I never been huge on it. I do still miss my boneless wings, but guess what? They make vegan boneless wings, a vegetarian boneless wings, so I'm still popping in that area. Also, eating right helps you focus. It helps you focus, if that's not the truth. For me, I use MyFitnessPal. I love to scan the food that I eat and then upload it. It helps me focus and zero in into what I'm eating, and just to kind of just really get just a great idea of the foods that I'm eating, looking at the nutrition facts and just understanding what I'm putting in my body. So it helps you to focus. So like I said, eating right just all around is just a beautiful thing. It helps you mentally. It definitely helps you mentally. So by now, y'all should have a 6-pack, okay? Y'all should have a 6-pack in your brain and your mind. By now, y'all should be mentally fit. And if you're not mentally fit by now, give yourself 6 months. Because if you follow these things within 6 months, you're going to be popping. They're like, oh, girl, you look good. Like, your brain look good, or your mind look good. I know that's so silly. But you're not be like, oh, girl, you look good physically. Because listen, you're going to be looking good physically and mentally, because the steps that I gave you is going to help your body and your mind. So just to go back over it. Number 1, journaling. Number 2, work on your passion. Number 3, reading. Number 4, focusing on spirituality or spiritual growth or spiritual wellness, however you want to put it. Number 5, exercise. And number 6, eating right. So we are now at the end of the show, and I hope that all of this information was informative, because it was informative for me. All of these things that I wrote down are things that I'm currently doing. And I'm not perfect, so there's some days where I might slip up and not do this or that. But listen, y'all, right now, the time that we in right now, or any time, y'all, this is the time to just zero in on yourself and get yourself together. So when this is over, we're gonna be popping as a whole. We're gonna be good. And so when somebody asks us how you feeling, you're like, I'm good. I'm real good. It's gonna be that good. So you're gonna really be feeling good. So I thank you guys for listening. Like I said last week, thank you all for everyone for listening to my first episode last week. And we are now at the end of this week's show. And I hope this information was helpful, insightful, and everything in between. And don't forget, if you do have any questions or want to reach out to me or anything like that, feel free to go on my Instagram, follow me on there. I'm Amore, yes, _Shree, S as in Sam, H as in Henry, R as in Robert, I as in Indigo, Amore _Shree. Make sure you follow me on there. Make sure you send me a message, share that you put in Instagram story that you listen to this podcast. If you find it helpful, do whatever you got to do. Hashtag I'm good fam, because I love to see all my little fam, my fam out there, because we about to be a community. We about to be popping Send in your questions, something that you want me to talk about, or if you want me to shout you out, listen, I'll shout you out. If there's something that you're working on, listen, I'm here to support. So make sure you guys do that. And thank you so much for listening. And I will see you beautiful people next week. Bye-bye.